thank you so much for being here. And I look so much forward to sharing what I have today. We will be doing a unusual presentation. I will have a PowerPoint, and this will be about product review and sharing about the conference that we just had happen in Southern California in Anaheim near Los Angeles. And I had the pleasure of attending only 2 days, 2 full days, but boy, was it power packed and full of great information. So that's what I'm doing today is I'm going to be sharing with you about what my experiences were and also what I learned and some of the amazing things that David has in store for us for our future, but what he has in store for us even now that's available. So we're going to go over quite a few things. I'm going to probably talk fast and fly through things so that we don't run super late, but I'll do my best to be calm and collected on what I'm going to be sharing with you. Okay, so I'm going to be reading from my notes because I have a lot of things to share. But the most important thing that I wanted to tell you was that David is so excited about this new technology that he's presenting to us. And I want to make sure that you know that the company is transitioning into a lot of really amazing things coming down the pipeline. And so, what I will be talking about is the future of Lifewave as well as we're going through this, and that how really wonderful and committed David Schmidt is to this 21-year-old company that he started back in 2000 and was it 2004. And so it's really been amazing to see that he is still on fire and still doing all the great things that he's doing. Let's see. I wanted to also mention that David now is calling this a science-based company. And I do know that, we'll be diving into some of the science behind some things, but he really, really gets into the nitty-gritty in a lot of his explanations. And you see that a lot in the conferences. And I really highly advise folks to go next year. Get your tickets now. It's going to be in the same place in October that we just were in Anaheim. And it was a beautiful space, beautiful environment, lots of room for everybody. And I do think that it's going to be an even bigger audience next year, and it's just continuing to grow. And it was exciting, and it was so great to meet some of you in person and hug you, and to just get so excited together about what's going on. So quickly here, if you're new to me and you're watching the recording, I am SuzanneRoth-Paul. I'm a certified primal health coach, and those of you who know me, and even if you don't, you will learn that and you watch my recordings and you watch my podcast, you will see that I am all about safe ingredients and products. And it is one of the reasons why I'm so passionate about this company. And I, like to call it, one of my own favorite products. And I would say it is probably my favorite line of products that I use because it's safe, it's effective, it's easy to use, and it's affordable. And that is saying a lot about a product that we are inundated with information now and products that are on the market. But there isn't anything like this. There is no other product quite like Lifewave's patching system, wearable technology that we have. And I don't even know if I've got a patch here to show you, but I do here because I usually have it on. But it is a wearable technology, and it's a little patch that's about the size of a little bit bigger than a quarter with an adhesive back. Whoops, with an adhesive back, and you just put it on key acupuncture or meridian points, and you get all these amazing benefits, which we are going to be talking about today. And so I do want to also talk about that so much of what we're going to be talking about is about age reversing. This is what David is most passionate about, the founder, David Schmidt, and in symptom relief. That's what we're, primarily discussing is all of this is symptom relief. We are not treating, curing, or preventing any sort of disease or disorder. We certainly are not doctors. I'm not. I'm a health coach, but I am passionate about wellness. And as an advocate, that's why this product is so incredibly wonderful for someone like myself, because as I've told David in the past, I get to be a hero so many times over when I help people relieve their symptoms from whether it's pain, whether it's not sleeping well, whether it's from you know, well, those are the two of the biggest things. And obviously, weight issues. We've got products for just about everything from skincare all the way to just, age reversing and making you look younger and more youthful. So that's who I am. I have this podcast called Suzanne Roth-Paul Lifewave. I have, oh my goodness, I've got so many videos now. I can't remember. Am I at for over 40 or 50 videos now? And a couple of them are really getting good reviews. I've got a couple that have over 3,000 views, one that has over 3,000 views, and a couple that has over 1,000. I'll talk about those as we go along. But please do subscribe if you do join my or go watch some of these videos. It's helping us share this information and getting Lifewaves knowledge to the greater public right now because everybody needs this support like never before with all the pain, chronic suffering that we have, and all of the health conditions that are all being categorized as autoimmune and autoimmune issues. And I know, and so many of us out there know that it's really just toxic burden loads. And that's what Lifewave is all about is helping to relieve a lot of these symptoms, but also getting the toxins out. It's really about detoxification. Okay, so let's see. Was there anything else I wanted to mention here before I get started on my PowerPoint? I think that was it. We are going to be talking, well, let me go ahead and just tell you, because I didn't do a proper outline. We're going to be talking about David's supplement line that is new to many of us. The Cellergize Day supplement powder has came out this past summer, and I'm going to be talking about my great experience with that. But it has been short of amazing and kind of just conglomerating all of the best nutrients that you and minerals and vitamins that you could get in a powder. So it's super, super. I love it because we absorb things much better in a powder form than we do in a pill form. And then we're going to be talking, just touching a little bit on the night formula or evening formula, David calls it. I haven't personally used it yet. It just came out and was released at conference. I used it a few nights recently with some samples, and I'm going to say I slept like a queen. Really tastes delicious, and I did sleep soundly. So I'm going to probably do a product review on that. I will be doing a product review on that later. So we'll talk about Cellergize, this new line, and then we're going to talk about David's new water machine, technology machine called the X2O. We almost want to call it an H2O. X2O, and we're going to touch on that a little bit. I mean, we could dive for a long time talking about that, but we'll be discussing that. And then, of course, we're going to be talking about some of the things that happened at the conference and sharing some of the excitement of what it means to be a part of the Lifeway family. And when you come to the conference, we want people to start saving their nickels and dimes or sharing this product and earning some money so that you can come to the conference next year. It truly is amazing. Get your ticket early. It's a couple $100 right now. It could be a little bit more. I don't remember exactly what, but it'll go up as it gets closer to the conference. So we want to see you there and meet you and have you as part of our team and be collaboration as one big happy family. Okay, and then we're going to finally wrap up with the future of what's going on with Lifewave. So I'll be sharing about what David has in mind, and his emphasis is always to keep us healing our bodies and reversing premature aging. That's his focus, sustaining us as we optimize wellness for healthier, happier lifestyles. That's all David wants is for us to live longer, have purpose, and serve others. And that's what he is on the mission of doing. And of course, having a healthy circulation, and which ultimately leads humans to their ultimate goal of life, which is living with vitality. And I love that vitality really just means being strong, staying active, and being energetic. And who doesn't want that? And certainly know from my personal experience, that's what I get by using Lifewave's product. All right, so this is our wonderful David Schmidt, the founder and inventor, and the creator of this amazing product called Lifewave. He truly was in his element, and it was such a delight to see him sharing the way that he did this time. All right, here's just a great picture of the conference. And it was in a great big, like a sports arena. And it was so amazing to witness our growth. And there's about 7 to 8,000 people that were here. And it was just a beautiful, beautiful setting all around. And couldn't say more about the pleasure of this conference. Okay, so what I will be doing is, just going through some slides here that were from the conference that were really impactful for me, that said about how important sharing the light with others is, but also how we must shine ourselves in order to share the light. And so David's vision is obviously keeping us all healthy and well so that we can then get out there and help others do the same. And that's what he means by being a product of a product. So we want to be out there showing in our vitality and our youthfulness and our excitement to others about this product because we want to basically walk the talk. And that's the most important thing about sharing anything that you are passionate about is the proof is in the pudding. Like, how do you look? How do you feel? How do you thrive? And that's what this product is done for me personally. At 62, I am much healthier than I ever was in my 40s and prior to when I did have my own health a coming to Jesus moment where I had to do something or I was going to obviously go down a very serious health rabbit hole. Growing in the belief in our business community. So we invest in ourselves, we invest in this company. Whether you're a brand partner or you are just a user, it doesn't matter. The passion is still there for all of us, and knowing that you always have that the company has your back, but you can always morph into running it as a business. And that's what's so great about direct sales is that you can either be a user and you can just get wholesale pricing, or you can actually step in and start sharing and earning. And I love that about direct sales. I never knew that concept before Lifewave, and now I'm such a proponent of companies that are doing this kind of promotion because it's skipping the middleman. And what David does is he's sharing his wealth with us, and that's really it in a nutshell. How many companies do that you buy from and do business with? I can't think of very many, and definitely this is one that is extremely generous. And John Maxwell, who is, he's an author, but I didn't realize he was also a pastor, which I thought was really interesting. Um, that he's also a speaker. And I love this quote at the bottom: know the way, so see it, go the way, live it, and show the way, guide it. And that's really what LifeWave is all about. And so this slide was about sharing the light so others find theirs, and it just shows a picture of the Blind Side movie with Sandra Bullock talking about this young man who was homeless, and I believe he had some emotional trauma that he experienced, obviously. And this movie was just like a turnaround, and Sandra Bullock's character believed in this young man and really helped him to be like a pro football player. I think it might have been based on true story. I can't remember, but it's based on, kindness, courage, and the power of sharing the light. And that's again what it means to be a human and what it means to be with LifeWave. And we just are, it's just ingrained in us to want to share this product, but also to be caring and giving and loving and showing the kindness and courage that it takes to do the work that we're doing, because a lot of people, including those close to me, think that this product doesn't work or that it's a cult, or there's a lot of terms that I've heard used from direct sales companies, and it really is a shame because the intention is really to do no harm and to do good work, especially for Lifeway. So you're changing that boy's life, and she says, no, he's changing mine. So when you're helping others, you're helping yourself. And I get such joy of meeting new people, like a few of you that are here with me today, and also sharing what I've been doing and why I'm doing it here today so that you could see it firsthand. All right. So you also want to remember that sharing the light was with others. We must be present and we must be consistent. And it really is, but leadership isn't occasional. It's steadfast. It means that you're always doing it and you're never at rest, so to speak, when you are a leader. Mentorship isn't a one-time act either. It's consistent. And coaching isn't passive. It's showing up again and again, which I do as a health coach, but what I do enjoy the most. Compensation 2.0, ways to earn. This company has got more ways to earn than you can imagine. And it's just growing and growing and developing more and more so that you can, learn, earn, and obviously stay well. And then you can strengthen someone else's light who's maybe flickering with your own. And so, we all have our times when we need support. And that's what I really was cool about this movie, The Blind Side. Okay, so sharing the light with others, we must know their shadows. Where light is missing in the lives of others is where you can, fulfill and go in and support. Like asking questions. What are their unspoken pressures? Where are their fears and frustrations? When does the self-doubt hold them back? And how can Lifewave address hidden struggles? And that's really what it's all about is, yes, we want good health, but there's so much more to our lives than just telling people how to eat well and telling people to exercise. It's much deeper than that. We need to find purpose. We need to find our place in the world, and we're here for a reason on this earth. So shadows aren't obstacles; they are invitations to connect, influence, and empower, which I think is really all about LifeWave. Direct selling can provide solutions to life's challenges. Now, this isn't a direct selling promo. I apologize if it sounds like it, but I just thought this was some really powerful imagery that was used at the conference. And it was just really, to me, it touched home with why I'm doing the work that I am. And so this is basically just saying that when compensation meets a need, it becomes empowerment. And we know that LifeWave is all about healthy living, age reversing, cellular health, which is where it all begins. If you do not have a healthy cell, you will not be well. And so a healthier you with innovation, we know X39 and the LifeWave technology is unique and one of its kind. Those of us using it feel younger and more youthful every day that we wear the patches. It's a lifestyle upgrade. Of course, organic foods, reliable transportation, and vacations are important, but that's what comes with doing the business is you have more residual income where you can actually afford things more thanks to a company like LifeWave. And then, of course, a hope-filled future, sustainable business providing opportunities. And so I just love the fact that that all of this kind of comes together with health and wellness. And then it's not just a philosophy, it's how we build a legacy. And the reason why I thought this was important was because David is really in the conclusion to this presentation. You'll see why I mention this. We want to share the light with others. We must shine ourselves. And to share the light with others, we must know their shadows. We must be empathetic. We must be caring. We must be aware. And to share the light with others, we also must be present. And I think that's what is so great about the work that I do is I get to do this and hold a lot of hands, and I get a lot of amazing, what is it? Not so much pats on the backs, but just I get so much reward out of seeing other people feel better just by simply putting a simple patch on. So the purpose of life is by Ralph Waldo Emerson is the purpose of life is not to be happy. It is to be useful, to be honorable, and to be compassionate, and to have it make some difference that you have lived and lived well. I think that's really, really a beautiful quote. Okay, so now I want to talk about the hallmarks of aging. I'm just going to touch on this. This was something David had talked about in the conference. There's a lot of things here, but what we're going to focus in is on the left side of this circle is things like mitochondrial function, which is the condition and the health of our cells and our bodies, what our body's made of. Cellular senescence, which is, what is the state of your cell health, stem cell exhaustion, which is, obviously what happens that causes aging, chronic inflammation, altered intercellular communication, which means cells don't communicate well, so that causes aging, dysbiosis, which is a term that's used for stomach, a lot of stomach issues, and just our entire system is off kilter. And so that's why I wanted you to just see that this is some of the hallmarks of aging that we're going to be talking about today. So the first thing that we're going to talk about here is our amazing daytime powder that was introduced in the summer, as I said, and then the evening powder was just introduced here at the convention. And the Cellergizing, well, I'll just mention here with the morning formula is that we have such an amazing opportunity with this product. If even people that don't want to wear the patches are going to benefit from this, but if you wear the patches, it's going to catapult your health even more. I'm already witnessing it. So, be sure and, find out more information about this. I'll be touching a lot on it, but I've already done some talks on it in my previous last couple of months videos. And then there's lots of information you can get from your upline, or if you're with Lifewave, you can find a lot in our back offices and on our different team sharing. Um, Let me just see here. I need to catch up. Okay, so I'm mentioning here that the evening on the left was released, and obviously, we'll want to talk more about it a little bit later. But I am looking for people that have been using it, and just in the last short couple of weeks that since the conference, to let us know how you're doing. Oh, and I just wanted to mention that I did start with this past June with Cellergize morning supplement, and it did take me a couple of weeks because I was in a state of stress, high stress. And I did a cleanse in August, and that really catapulted me to another level because the cleanse helped calm the nervous system and I got off of caffeine. So, because I'm off of caffeine, my body's really, I'm in touch with it more. I'm not tired. The fatigue is gone. I wake up in the morning, I'm ready to roll. But I started noticing after 2 months of use of the Cellergize that once I did the cleanse, I am now really doing well with this product. And you can take a scoop in the morning and get your day going. David loves to do it before he exercises. And then you could do another scoop in the afternoon, but don't do it past a certain time, 3 o'clock. It can keep you up like caffeine, which is interesting. Doesn't have caffeine, it's just targeted ingredients that we'll be talking about. But I am thrilled with it and can't say enough positive things. Quickly, here is the supplement facts and what is included. I wanted you to notice how many things are in this. And David did this because he was constantly asked, I don't know how many times he was asked, what supplements can people use? So he finally, over the years, created this for us because then we don't have to ask anymore. And it is synergistic with our patches. So we have a couple things that I want to touch on. We have vitamin C, which is, of course, really something we all should be taking high doses of, or good doses of, and good quality products for skin and immune health. We have niacin for cardiovascular support, zinc, which is a virus killer and immune support. And then there is selenium, which is really important for the production of glutathione, and glutathione needs selenium because it's a master antioxidant and it needs it to be able to perform properly. So we do have a glutathione patch. So when you wear that, you're going to be getting that additional support. And obviously, it's really important for cognition. So a lot of us are having brain fog and having so much fatigue, and this is why David's put this formula together for us. I'm noticing it incredibly. There's also, let's see, N-acetylcysteine. I want to mention that because it's the key to glutathione production. So it's another thing that will help your glutathione patch work even better. Because David says, if you don't have a healthy body, some of these supplements are not going to work. And the patches definitely are going to support a healthier body. Beta alanine, this is a big one for one of my visitors here with us tonight that is a vegetarian. And I talked to her a little bit about using the carnosine patch. And what I wanted to do was find her a supplement that would help. David says if you're not getting carnosine, which is animal products in your diet, you should be taking a carnosine supplement. Well, guess what? You have it here now because it's the precursor to carnosine. So when you wear the carnosine patch, you use this powder, you're going to be getting what you need so that you are getting that ample carnosine in your body for, again, brain support, cognition, all the wonderful things that carnosine produces for you. And of course, wearing the X39 is going to help make all of these patches even more powerful. And we'll talk about some of the benefits of X39 here shortly. Okay, and so that's just a few things. There's lots of other amazing ingredients here for detoxification, copper, which is obviously helping the X39, helping the X39 work more because it supports the copper peptide, the GHKCU. So that's why he's got a lot of things in here supporting our patches. So the first thing we're going to talk about is, what are the signs of aging again? And I'm going to mention here that using the Cellergize with your glutathione patch will decrease or help increase detoxification pathways. And what David has done here is he's just talking about signs of aging, dehydration, decrease in cell membrane potential, decrease in mitochondrial function, which is how your cells perform, a decrease in telomere length. I'm not a telomere expert, but it's been the buzzword for a while. Telomeres are I think they're supportive of your DNA. And so the shorter they are, the shorter your lifespan. And so it's very important to know that this is very important, that living a healthy life is so important and what causes such rapid age decrease. So you've got a decrease in collagen production, decrease in protein synthesis. So all these things are some of the things that cause the cells to degenerate. And David is really excited to share how using the glutathione patch along with the Cellergize and the new water machine, the X2O, will support all body's detoxification pathways, not to mention supporting us in other ways that will keep us humming, our bodies humming. Then we have here the beautiful carnosine, which happens to be one of my favorite patches, using that again, like I mentioned, for vegetarians and vegans, along with the Cellergize morning powder. Again, dehydration, we can't emphasize that enough. If you're not drinking up to a gallon of water a day, you definitely are dehydrated. If your mouth is dry or your skin is dry, do the pinch test that you can pinch your skin and see if it bounces back quickly. Mine's not bouncing back quickly because I have been dehydrated, not drinking enough, working too much, not paying attention. I can't wait for the X2O water machine to come out because that's definitely going to help. And again, decrease in mitochondrial function and the telomere length. And this is what the carnosine helps support. It's really big to know that this is supporting DNA function as well and symptom relief of. So then the last share here with the patches is the importance of obviously X39, which is our signature patch that supports the copper peptide GHKCU. When you wear it, that is what then helps support your stem cells and helps regenerate and cause your stem cells to wake up because they do go dormant after the age of 60. We quit making stem cells, they're saying as young as 30 now, but then you quit making them, or they start going dormant at age 60. So you definitely want to be using the X39 patch because it's helping to activate, wake them up and get them to doing their job again, which helps reverse age and why so many of us are looking much better than we did 20 years ago or even 5 years ago. I only started 5 years ago, but we have people that have been with the company for that long. So Lifewave has multiple products of improving the function of the mitochondria. So this is really important. The energy enhancer patches, there is a whole thing about them, why he's put them in here. But I'm just going to suffice it to say that go watch my energy enhancer product review. You can watch the carnosine, you can watch the glutathione. I want to mention that patches help support energy in your body, but it also moves stuck energy and helps support circulation. And so David has a lot of things he's using in the product to help support circulation. The energy is just going to catapult that even more, the energy patches. And two things I wanted to mention was that my glutathione and my carnosine product reviews one is over 500 views already, and carnosine has 1.5 thousand views, and so does my SP6. Has over, I'm not going to mention that here, except I'd just like to plug that the SP6 is my favorite patch for hormone balancing and for folks that want to lose weight, have craving issues. It helps for pain. It's got so many purposes. This has over 3,000 views right now. So I think there is something to be said about our hormones are really getting bombarded with toxins and causing a domino effect of all kinds of symptoms. And again, remember, symptoms are just a product of detox overload. It's not old age, it's old toxins that are causing all of the damage. So it's the air we breathe, the water, you've heard the typical, the air, the water, the foods are being poisoned, yada, yada. We are being bombarded with this information. It's the truth, but that's why we need to buy organic and we need to be mindful, but we also want to enjoy our lives. And the patch system and what David is doing for us is really short of a miracle, supporting all these things that many people aren't even aware of, that it's out there, that this product is out there, and that it's doing so much more than just age reversing. I mean, it's just David in his infinite wisdom. So you can go watch, as I said, the energy I love wearing the energy, frankly, for so many purposes. So again, I'm just going to mention here with the X39, which is our signature patch. Again, we've got everything from dehydration, things that cause aging, cell membrane potential is harmed, mitochondrial function decreases, telomere length, collagen, protein synthesis, detoxification pathways, oxidative stress, inflammatory stress, all those things are part of aging. And like I just talked about, it's called inflammaging because we are aging, but we're also full of inflammation. And so that's really what is causing the aging, our saggy skin, all the way down to our energy levels depleted. The cells are not getting the nutrients and the hydration they need. And the biggest thing is a change in gene expression. And so when the gene's expression changes, that's those telomere lengths again. The longer the telomere, the longer you live, the shorter the telomere length, the shorter life you span you have. And that's what the X39 is supporting gene expression. So it's so important that you are using these in tandem now. David created everything he creates is for synergy. And the term of synergy means that the power of several things together are more powerful than individually. And so that's why he has got like such a marvelous way of creating things so that everything he creates works together. All right. So this I'm touching on. You saw here the 12 hallmarks of aging image I showed earlier, but this was put with how L-theanine impacts aging. And just briefly, I want to mention this is L-theanine. I take it every day and every night. I have a powder. I put it in my day powder. I put it in my day drink that I make, and I put it in the evening for sleep. But David now has it in our nighttime powder, evening powder. So it's helping reduce oxidative stress. It's helped for inflammaging. It helps, L-theanine helps in mitochondrial function and neuroprotection and cognitive decline. I mean, it's such a powerful ingredient. And of course, it improves sleep, enhances cognitive function, and the cardiovascular support and the immune system. And most importantly, stress and anxiety. Again, those of you who know me, I have been through a ringer this past year. I don't know what I would have done without Lifewave in my life. And I've done really well. Normally, stress stresses me out to the point where I can't get anything accomplished, and I literally fall apart. Short of prior to Lifewave, I used to fall apart and get sick when things got to the level that they have been for me, and I'm handling it beautifully. So this is a testament to what I'm doing and why I want this for you and why I'm so excited to share when I get so excited and share this product with people and I start patching people and I start talking about this, it's because I know what it's done for me. So just keep that in mind. Most of us life waivers are passionate because we know what it does for us and we've seen the results. Okay, so then let me see how I'm doing on time. I have no idea where I am on time. Hold on a minute. Let me see here. Okay, it's 5:30. I do need to hustle up here. So, Star Trek, a longtime set designer, he shared his vision for the new visitor center in Utah. And the Lifewave has a visitor center that is very high tech, Star Trekky, and super modern. And David is infatuated with Star Trek, and so there's a story behind that from a couple years ago with our conference. Oh no, last year's conference, I think. It was one of the things where he had a special guest that came on. So we also have, I recommend that people go out and see this new visitor center. I haven't seen it yet. I'm looking forward to it, but it's supposed to be like, really high tech and just off the charts creative. So this is the gentleman here that helped David produce that. And he has produce it, make it come to life. And he was on Star Trek for decades doing the set design. And you know how bizarre that program was. We also have an oldest intern short movie that is hilarious that was presented to us. And I thought it was the bomb. It's the best thing I've seen in a long time. And I think this is the one that's going to catapult David into the limelight. So we all have to see, you have to see it. It's in our back office. If you guys are brand partners or just users of Lifewave, you can go get access to it and you can start sharing it. I heard that just recently, and it definitely is worth seeing. Spoiler alert, it's someone you know is the oldest intern, and I will tell you that he is looking younger and younger every time I see him because he started using the patches when he was brought in to do some work with David. I'll just put it that way. So this was really fun. Also, this gentleman, he is such a doll. I have a good picture of him with myself and one of my colleagues. I couldn't get my hands on it today to show you, but what a nice man. He was out milling with the crowd, and he's just iconic with Star Trek and set designing, and people loved him. So this is our big Lifewave X2O water machine that is going to be groundbreaking in its technology. Um, Unfortunately, it was supposed to be released at the conference this year, but they had a situation that's actually, it's not funny, but it's what happened. And this is part of owning a business. This is part of building and creating technology. You know, it's got its ups and downs. But just briefly, I will be talking a little bit about, I do want to share all of the amazing things about the X2O water machine, but this is what it's going to look like. And the reason that it didn't get launched this year was because, during this conference, and David's been working on it for several years. I think it was at least 3 or 4 years ago. He was already talking about the magic of water being infused with light and energy, and it's just an amazing thing. So he's taking the concept that he has done with the patches and putting it into water. And what happened was the engineers, in their infinite wisdom, or so they thought, they were trying to make the machine smaller because it is a pretty big, it looks like an oversized printer, but it's such a powerful machine. You're going to find a place for it in your home because it's going to be that important to have. Okay, the engineers missed a critical design flaw. They caused a critical design flaw, and they couldn't figure out why it wasn't working. And there's light panels in I guess it must be in between where the water. Let's see where my cursor is, where the water comes out here. There's a panel on this side and there's a panel on this side. I'll tell about what those are, but something in there had light panels that needed, because we were infusing this water with light, and it had to be a certain distance. Well, the engineers were trying to make the machine smaller, so they moved the light panels closer together, which was a fatal flaw in the uh, way the machine works. It had to be a certain way. So that's what caused the delay, and they're hoping to get it out. If it's not by the end of this year, it'll be early next year. But what's going to be so powerful about this product is you're only going to need to drink 1 glass of water a day. And you don't want to drink it past in the afternoon. You're not going to be drinking this all day long. It's not a typical water machine like anything that's out there. This is really another part of David's infinite wisdom of creating a product that's going to be helping our DNA and from a cellular level with just 1 glass a day. We're going to be absorbing minerals better, and all of our food will be digested better and absorbed because of this water getting in and directly addressing different parts of the body that's needed. With the light will be targeted. You drink the water, it's hard to just explain, and I don't even understand it completely, but it's going to be so powerful that when you drink the water, this light, just like when the sun hits your body and causes vitamin D to be activated, the hormone vitamin D, it's kind of that same concept where the light is causing the skin to warm up and then obviously get into the body so that you can make vitamin D. This water is going to be doing something very similar. So it's going to be targeted to certain areas of the body that needs it, that is maybe unwell. It will be in probably 6 to 9 months, he says, once we get all using it, there'll be some gene expression results, lab testing that they're going to be doing. But like I said, we don't know exactly when it's going to be out, but we already have brand partners that have been gifted the product, and they high earners, and they've been using it, and with as little as 15 seconds, they're all noticing. Many of them have noticed incredible differences. He said he's never seen anything like it. The patches can do something as little as 15 seconds, but not to the ability that this water machine is. And so he's just beyond ecstatic about how the energy is people are feeling the energy. They're feeling all kinds of interesting things behind their eyes. He was saying that it's just amazing that he's also experiencing a lot by using it. And so, how this is working is there's going to be two stages of filtration, and it is a filtration system. But again, it's doing so much more that one will have get rid of your forever chemicals, pesticides, herbicides, and chlorine, and then the other chamber will be getting rid of other contaminants that are unknown. We've got plastic in the water. We've got all kinds of metals that get in the water. It's supposed to clear out all of that. So it is a filtration system, but it's also a supportive system. Like, most of the waters we drink, the cellular size of the molecules of the water or the molecules in the water are too big. So a lot of times we don't absorb the water. This is being created so it can be targeted to get inside the cell quickly and efficiently. So this is a big deal. If you pee all the time, drink a lot of water and you pee all the time, it's probably you need to urinate. That's important. But it could also mean that the water molecules are too big and they're processing through your body too fast and not really hydrating you. So just FYI, I'm gonna take a drink as I'm talking about it. Okay, so anything else? Let's see. Oh, and this is patented, so it means that nobody else is going to have access to doing this type of design, and it'll be unique and one of a kind. Now, the price is not going to be, it's not cheap, but it is powerful. And so, for those of us, I don't want to quote pricing right now, but you can talk to people and you can reach out to me if you want to know more because we don't have the exact price of this system yet, but it's going to be an investment in your good health. So, it's important. So it might be a good time. I mean, I did put this here that I wanted to just mention that Lifewave products are for general wellness and are intended only to maintain and encourage a general state of health or healthy activity. The content provided by Lifewave, presented in summary form, is in general in nature and is provided for information purposes only. So I've said that in the beginning that this is for information only. This is, based on our personal testimonials and experiences. But you always want to consult with your physician or other qualified healthcare provider before embarking on a new health regimen, a diet, or fitness program. And that's no different than using any of these products that I'm talking about today. You always want your specialist to know, especially if you have a condition and using medications, even though all of this is perfectly safe and supportive. Do not disregard the advice when you're seeking it. And Lifewave obviously is, talking about their condition here as a wellness product. We're in the wellness product industry. We're not doctors and physicians, and we're not, obviously, this isn't a medical a device. Okay, so on to the next thing. Let's see. So one of the other things that we had really fun at this event was a concert. Now, David always hand selects our music, the entertainment, and this time we had Sir Elton John. I had seen him before in my 20s, and here it is. Oh my gosh, 40 years later, and he was as good as he was in my 20s. Oh my goodness, this man really was on his game and a little frail, but Sir Elton John entertained us and it was really, really fun. And I want you to know that there's always entertainment. And I missed the Doobie Brothers. They were there on Thursday night. People said they were fantastic because I only came in on Friday. So there's always surprise elements. And David handpicks a lot of this entertainment. So it's important to know that he really wants to spoil us and to have a good time. And boy, did we have a good time. I really got to dance this time too, which was so much fun. So here is Sir Elton John on the left, up close. Wasn't that close, of course, but zooming in on the big screens. And I think I'm covered over here. I can't see, but up in the top right corner on the top right image, there's a gentleman in the back there. I was supposed to have had his name. I don't know what I did with it, but he's been with Elton John since the inception of the band, which I think was launched in 1970. And this gentleman, this guitarist, has been with Sir Elton since 1971. And I think that's incredible to say that about a man of integrity and of high stature, that people will stay with him that long. And The reason why I mention that is that's David. David Schmidt has had um, his members that have been with him since 2020 or 2004 when he launched the business. And we got to acknowledge and see some of the folks that have been with him for such a long time at this conference. And that really says a lot about the integrity of a person. When you are able to keep employees, you're able to keep partners, you're able to keep people in your life. I think that's really a profound thing to see and witness. So anyway, it was a great concert, had lots of fun, and I want to see you next year because we're I'm sure the entertainment is going to be just as good. It has been in the past years, and it will be to continue. So quickly here, I'm going to just go into the transitioning of our company. It's not changing the name, nothing like that, but we are calling it, or David is calling it a generational company, which means that he's looking at the future of all of us and including himself and including all of his brand partners and folks that he really, really appreciates promoting his company and staying true to part of the family. David really wants to create legacies for our families, and he wants to help create independence in both health and wealth. Now, we know that health is really wealth. When you are healthy, you are wealthy. And without good health, we really don't have anything. When you're, as many will say that. The only thing that really matters is being able to be independent and have autonomy in your health and not have to depend on anybody to take care of you. So this is important. And he also says that human aging is solvable. And there's lots of science behind that, that in the Bible, people lived, to 900 years old. There's proof of that people have longevity. And I think a lot of it is just we've been sold a bill of goods that we have a certain amount of time here on this earth and we're going to die, which we will eventually. But the average age of being 70 or 80 right now is ridiculous because I have a father who just died at 101. And so I know that it's possible when you take good care of yourself, you lead a healthy life, you eat, have a healthy lifestyle, you exercise, movement, quality of community and family. And I know because I've seen it in my own family and with my dad. So Lifewave will prepare us for this if you're sticking with us as a company, and Lifewave will sustain us. So if David has anything to do with it, he's not going anywhere. He's 62, he's my age. I just found that out, that he intends on developing, growing, and creating a legacy for all of us by what he's doing for our societies, what he's doing for our health care and our wellness care, and just in general as humans. He also, this is a teaser. I don't know what this machine is, but we know that he's been talking about having self-sustaining power for our homes. And this is, something that he's in the creation of making. 20 kilowatts of power estimated, enough to power most homes, recharge your electric car, and sell surplus back to the grid. He's working on something so that we do not have to be indebted to companies that are not sustainable and or environmental and or caring about, coming up with resources that we need for long-term energy. He's also doing some clinical studies with X39 on being able to increase your cardio in 80 seconds per week. I thought that was hilarious that we could actually do that. But can you imagine? I mean, right now they're saying 20 minutes a week. I'm doing something for half an hour that I'm doing this cardio workout and weightlifting, and just, it's amazing in half an hour how much better I feel. So 80 seconds a week, I think that's pretty interesting. I love exercise, so I'll probably want to do more than that, but that's coming down the pipeline in these studies. And then this is exciting, 24/7 order fulfillment. Now, a lot of us you don't really, we get frustrated that the weekends, if you make an order on Friday night, you're not going to get it processed till Monday. And so they're working on getting us 24 hours so that if you process something on Saturday, you can also get it quickly. If it'll just be like 7 days a week, round the clock ordering. 24/7 customer service. I thought that was really also another bonus. A lot of companies are doing that. Maybe AI is going to be helping with that. And that's where AI could be beneficial because, they could be answering basic questions I don't need a human for that. Although I love my human connection with Lifewave. They are some of the most generous, lovely, caring people on the planet that work for Lifewave and customer service. And believe me, they know my name well because I call often. But I do think that there's ways to use AI for that, and I'm sure that's what they're looking at doing. So that's exciting and new. And then last, but certainly not least, is a film coming out called The Code of Creation. We got to see the preview at the conference. It's been created by Mickey Willis. Some of you guys may know him. He was the director behind the Plandemic. So that movie was just all about what happened and transpired during our pandemic and some of the things that were not so above board, so to speak. But you might know Mickey Willis, starring David, and it's a documentary about his humble beginnings as an inventor and, of course, an insatiable, passionate person for technology that, of course, inspired Lifewave. So it's really creative. It's really interesting. It'll be coming soon. We got to see it. I don't know the exact date of that, but look forward to helping look for that, but helping to encourage others to watch it so that they can learn more about our founder. And obviously, the movie that I told you about that was kind of Star Trekky. That is, we're going to be all sharing that. That's available to watch now. And then here was just a fun picture of some of the people that I got to meet. I don't have a lot of pictures of the folks that I got to meet. Some of you are here. I'm sorry that we didn't take pictures together, but it was really great camaraderie this time, and the crowds were interesting. It was a very tame group of people this year compared to some in the past, and it was super fun to actually get to meet some of these incredible humans that are part of Lifewave. All right, so that's my share. And I hope you enjoyed that. Obviously, there was a lot more things that I could be sharing with you and I could be talking about. But we are, on the last top of the hour here. I appreciate a few of you guys for oh no, I don't. I hope I was able to let people in. I just noticed I didn't let Nikki. She didn't get to be made a co. Maybe she did. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this and that you too will look further into some of these products. Reach out to me. All of my information is on my YouTube channel, SuzanneRoth-Paul Lifewave. Knowing that David's got our back. And he really does want us to have independence and freedom from the situation that we have going on right now with such crazy chronic symptoms. And he's on the trajectory to keep us all healthy and well. And I hope you'll join us if you haven't joined Lifewave yet or you want to know more. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm happy to obviously support you and help you in any way that I can. So thank you for being here. It was great to have you, and I look forward to seeing you next week.